On today's episode of the Command Center podcast, football is back, baby. We're live at training camp. Look at the beautiful day out here, man. We got our first day report. Who did well? A lot of things to talk about. Techniques, defenses.
And I'm bugging out by JD5.
Bugging out about JD5. It's the young whippersnapper, as Santana likes to call him. Talk about him and areas that he can improve. And then we rank our top 10 quarterbacks, and it's got Fred sweating.
I am sweating.
It all starts right now. Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Fred Smoot, Santana Moss, and we are out at training camp, boys.
In the elements.
In the elements. We're fighting through it, man. There's a lot of bugs out here, a little warm.
No, actually, this is the coolest day we're gonna get.
Yeah. It is true. It is true.
Yeah.
I
got no complaints today.
So, but you know, like I don't really care about it because we're at training camp. We're getting to watch practice. We're gonna talk about that today. And you know, how did it feel, guys, just to be out here real quick, like first day, kind of get the juices going a little bit?
You know what? I kind of had jitters like
really?
I had training camp.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you get anxious like the 2 days before training camp?
Do you get anxious still?
I used to get anxious, and I think it wasn't about training camp. It was about the conditioning test. I used to get anxious about the conditioning test because it was like a hump that you got to get over just to have the right to practice training camp.
Did you feel that same way, Tanner?
I always had anxiety. I mean, you know,
about the conditioning test?
Yeah, about the test. You might look at a guy like me and say, well, Tanner, you run for days. Yes, but that test is like no other. And no matter how much you train, no matter how hard you work, even on that little break we get before we came back, how many days I took out of having fun and just to make sure I'm ready for that test. Yeah, I still was never ready until I got it all, put behind me. But today, I was excited that football has finally started
back.
for us. You know what I mean? It's back. I think I've been watching the other teams go out here and watching, TV and seeing some of these other teams practices, but to finally see our guys out here on the field give me that notion that it's time.
And anxious just to see can they pick out where they left off last year. Like, we ended on such a high last year. So, to me, the standards have went to a whole nother level now. Like, they showed us the floor last year. Yeah. Now they're trying to show us the ceiling.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that in more detail in a second, but I got some housekeeping we got to take care of. Remember, on the last show we talked about the People's Choice Podcast nominations. We are up for that again.
Yeah.
Make sure you vote. There's a link in the description.
Please do.
Podcastawards.com. Make sure you check that out. And we're not the only podcast up for stuff. Hail Tales is up for Best History Podcast.
Tell that history.
Next Man Up, Brian Colbert, is up for Best Host.
BC.
And Get Loud is up for Best Comedy.
That means we make people smile and make them happy.
I mean, I guess so, right? I mean, that's what they're saying. So, remember we talked about this last time also. Okay, take a screenshot of when you vote, okay? Send it to ThatHawkOutside@gmail.com. Why? Because you can get prizes. 50 winners we'll select. Jason will select them, or Caroline will select them. We'll get a signed foam football. 50 winners.
Nice.
Okay? That's awesome. Then 10... Then there's like a 10, like next level up.
Yeah.
Like whether it's a signed shirt, signed big football.
Yeah.
10 of those people will get that. And then one winner will get an experience, right? You come out to training camp, come maybe watch a pregame show, come do a bake-off. Right?
Like you will experience what it is to be a first-hand commander. You're going to experience some kind of thing that we're going to give you.
No doubt.
Yeah, so again, make sure you got to take a picture of your voting and send it in. If you vote for all three, that's helpful. And if you want to increase your chances, use multiple emails.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Just use, your kid's got email, use that one.
Hey, they got that bad email. They got that extra email. Use that one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, that's important, right? We obviously want to get, that podcast nomination. That's a big deal for us. But maybe the most important thing is if you're going to buy tickets.
See right there?
Yeah, use that QR code.
Right there.
There's a link in the description also.
Right there.
Down over here.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
Down over here. Make sure you use that link to buy your tickets. You're going to buy them anyway.
Yeah.
It helps us out if you buy it through the show, so make sure you do that. And then, one more thing, stadium news, right? To keep up with all the latest RFK Stadium news, visit commanders.com/newstadium, where you can sign up to learn more and, most importantly, show your support.
# bring the boys home.
Bring them home.
Bring them home.
Absolutely. So, stadium.
Vote for us for podcasts.
Yeah. And buy your tickets.
Buy your tickets.
So let's get all those things taken care of. We really appreciate it, and that really helps us out if you do that through our link.
Great way to get that house cleaning out there.
Yeah, get it out of the way. So now, let's get back to the thing we all want to talk about, which is the training camp stuff. And Tan already started us off and like how he felt coming out here. Fred, you said you were a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Tan, you said you were excited.
Yeah.
I mean, you said before we kind of had to get sidetracked with the housekeeping, you said you wanted to know what the new ceiling is.
Yes.
Where do you think the new ceiling is for the team?
Well, you're talking about a team that got 4 quarters away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like the ceiling is the Super Bowl. Like this how they feel. They feel like we got a Super Bowl head coach, Super Bowl ownership, Super Bowl quarterback. They feel like we have a chance to be a legit threat. I think that's where the ceiling is right now. Like I think for anything besides getting back to the NFC Championship, and I know they're setting the bar high, but I just think that's where this team met. Think about it. You went and refortified the offensive line. You went and refortified the defensive line. You got help on the outside with Deebo Samuels. You went and got DB help with Trey Amos, Will. You said we're finna go for it now. And you know how it is when you get great quarterbacks on their rookie deal. That window is so big. And I think what they're doing right now is like the kids say, they shooting they shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you feel the same way, Tanner? Or
I do. I think
you're always a little bit more measured than
yeah.
Fred.
I'm never gonna be Fred, but I think he make a great point. I think they basically showed you this is what we expect of ourselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, when you go do what they did last year, now we all know, as ball players, especially, being in those moments or in them situations that we saw them in last year. It's never 2 years you can put together that's the same.
That's never.
It's never a year you can say, well, we're going to look like this next year. People sitting here saying, well, I don't think they're going to be that good because 6 of those games they won was in the last seconds.
Well,
and then I tell those same folks, well, you're right. We're not going to have to wait that long. This time we'll go out there and maybe dominate the game a little differently. So I look at it like that. Like this team has the potential to do whatever they want to do. I think when you saw what they did in this offseason, they went out there and got key players that we was weak at last year. And now, not to say that that's going to make a major or drastic change, but we're hoping to. So with that being said, this is where it all starts at. It's here in training camp.
Yeah, and I'm really glad you brought that up, Tana, because one of the things you said that I think is so important for fans to understand is no team back-to-back is the same team.
No.
Yeah.
Never
right?
going to have the same ingredients.
And so the thing that got me excited coming in today to work was to kind of see the first steps. Obviously, you got OTAs, you get mini camp, but to see the first step of that journey happen today, and see them kind of attack the fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
We're not thinking Super Bowl. We're thinking about foundational stuff. Yeah, we're thinking about we got to watch for the field pass segment for Command Center. We got to watch Ryan Kerrigan go through his run block progression.
Yeah,
like how you get hands out first, then you work the shed, then you work the pull through. And I think that's the thing that's going to make this team good is if you can lock it on the little details. And again, it starts today. Like that gives you an opportunity to kind of to make this iteration of the team the one that goes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But I like the fact that we can sit here and have this conversation. If we were trying to have this conversation 2 years ago, nobody takes us serious.
Yeah. Right.
Like having this conversation now, it's a very serious conversation. So they just tell you right now we're headed in the right direction regardless of Super Bowl or not.
No doubt.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that I think we're all excited about is on paper, Tana, you talked about this too, they've made some really key additions.
Yeah.
And I think we'll start on the defensive side of the football and, on Instagram, Twitter, the comments of these shows, everyone's asking, how do you stop the run? And I think you see an awareness by Adam Peters in terms of the guys they brought in. You bring in Kinlaw, you bring in
Run
Goldman,
stopper.
you bring in Dietrich Wise, you bring in guys that are good defensive football players that are gap sound. And I think that's got to be the start of it, but that's only the start, right, Fred?
That's the start because that's first down. What they said now is we want to win first down. We want to win first down, which is usually a run down. We want to win that down, so we force you to pass. Right? Now we go sign situations pass rushers like Von Miller, and we got Frankie Louvu. Now we're going to send the pass rushers after you. I think what we're seeing right now is a validation of what the NFC Championship game showed Adam Peters what this roster really was.
Yeah.
He said, I got to go get bigger. I got to go get stronger. I got to go get guys that have a select skill set so when we need them, they can be used and we can weaponize them. And we got bigger. We got bigger on the offensive line. We got bigger on the defensive line. We want to win first down on both sides of the football.
So tell me something. How much bigger did we get on the defensive side of the ball? Because it's kind of odd for a person who played a skill set as a receiver to look at the guys that we had last year and say, well, we was pretty big.
Yeah.
How little were we last year compared to the guys we got this year?
I don't even know if it's bigger. I mean, Dietrich Wise plays defensive end. He's 300 pounds.
No, he's 300 pounds. Yeah.
And then Eddie Goldman is like a true nose.
That's 320 pounds.
And I think he's like 340. Like he's a big old.
Yeah, so basically, it's about having the key guys for those key positions. Like you just said a true nose. When you have a true nose, you want a log there. You want
him to be unmovable.
Yeah, you want a guy who could just put his damn anchor in the ground and say, "I'm not."
It won't move.
No doubt.
Like you're gonna have to double me to get me off the point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I think you look at the addition of Kinlaw too, like what that means in terms, like he is watching him we saw him in OTAs.
Yeah.
But dude, he is a huge
big
person.
dude
that can move.
Yeah.
He's an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
Like that's what he is, and versatile.
Yeah.
He can play nose, 3. He can play DN if you need him to. So he's versatile. I think we got bigger and stronger. When you bring Larry Matanza over, he becomes your anchor on the offensive tackle. Yeah. You go get Connolly, another 300-pounder. You moving Coleman inside. We got bigger on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, too, I was talking to Fletch today about defense, and like kind of some of the stuff that he saw last year in terms of what it was like to play middle linebacker. And he's like, yeah, man, like getting guys in here that have the ability to sit a double team, the ability to make sure that the linebacker is clean of the football.
Yes.
And when you look at the guy that's playing linebacker for us and Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu, like
he needs that.
You're not going to find a guy who's more consistent as a tackler, but he needs the front 4 guys to play good ball.
Yeah.
And so I think that to Tana's point, like you bring in a guy that they are bigger, yes.
Yeah.
But they also know how to do that stuff.
Do what's like, needed.
How are we going to take on this tight end block or this out block by the tackle? I need to set an edge, all right?
Yeah.
That forces the ball back to Duran, who's done a great job throughout his career of beating guards and holding his gap. That forces the ball back one at a time.
To the linebacker.
To Bobby.
Bobby.
And Bobby can't run sideline to sideline anymore, and he had to a lot last year because guys weren't where they're supposed to be.
And did a great job at it for being 13, 14 year.
Yeah.
And that's why, so we can make it easier for him, is what I'm saying.
Because you want to make sure he's tackling inside the hashes.
Yeah. And I think
once they get outside the hash, that means somebody's not doing their job.
And I think that's exactly right. So I think you got a bunch of guys, 5 guys, 6 guys in that defensive front that are going to be like specialty run stoppers, And so then I think that leads to the next point with the defense is like a ton of fans say, where's the pass rush coming from? And now you look at it and you say, man, like I think Dorrance Armstrong is a pretty good pass rusher.
Listen, down the stretch last year, and in the playoffs, especially when they moved him inside on passing downs, he showed you I can do this.
Yeah.
Right? And I think his slow start came from him having an injury.
Yeah.
Right? So Armstrong showed you I can go out here and beat one-on-ones. You bring in Von Miller, without saying, can go beat one-on-ones. Deron Payne, I think will get back to Nelly. Jazon Newton is the one, when I say pass rush, especially from the interior, that I'm very excited to see this year.
Yeah, because he's healthy. And like, Tanner, you talked about that. You've talked about that maybe, I'm sure on the show at some point, but like the idea that he is coming off an injury and like you came off an injury your first year and just how you didn't really have that opportunity to like get yourself established because he's obviously like he was a borderline first round talent.
Yeah.
And same thing with Kinlaw.
Yeah.
Like he's been a little bit nicked up early in his career too. So now like, can those guys be healthy? Can they actualize their athleticism and potential? I think that's a huge, if they can, that's going to be a big deal for the pass rush.
I mean, we all been players and we take it for granted how much and a true offseason could help you out as a player. I remember the year that in 2010, your first year, I was coming off a knee surgery, and I didn't practice with you guys until training camp.
That's right.
But I was in the pool that whole time in the OTAs, and I remember training camp when I finally got out there, I was a little butterball. I was 200-plus pounds when I normally played at 195, 190. And just that little bit of weight that I carried because I went out there,
Changed your whole game.
It changed my game. Now, to add to that, I went out there and still dominated that season, had another 1,000-yard year. But just imagine me without that weight. I probably would have had extraordinary numbers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when you see these guys coming off of those seasons, being productive, but had to deal with something earlier, like a guy like Newton, man, especially being a rookie and having to deal with that, that's crazy. So now having all that knowledge that he got from last season, saw how rigorous that the season was to a young guy, to come into this year knowing his off season is behind him, I can't wait to see him.
Yeah. I think we're all super excited. I'm excited to see Kinlaw. I'm excited to see Duran like in an expanded role. I mean, it's just an exciting opportunity. And I think one guy that Fred mentioned that I think is going to be a lot of fun to talk about, and we did like a feature on him on our live training camp show. Is Von Miller. And one of the things that sticks out to me is like he's 36 years old, but man, he's still got some really high level movement skills.
He last year he was timed with a 1 second, 1.3 second get off, 1.4.
Yeah.
Put it like this: he ranked #1 of all edge rushers on get off time.
Yeah.
So at 36 years old, his first step is still the fastest first step as a pass rusher in the league right now.
And people say, how's that possible? And I will say, like, when you watch him, like, this is the thing I think that makes him special. And I'm excited to see how his knowledge integrates with the room. Is like, you know, obviously there's a get off for like a race, like out of the blocks. And one of the things that sticks out to me about Von is he knows how to anticipate a snap count better than anybody, right? So he might not have like the true horsepower anymore, but his knowledge, his ability to understand where the tackle's at is a big deal. Like, just watching him move around in these drills, like how easy it is for him. You see why he was maybe the most dominant defensive player of his era. And I think about like how you're going to use that here. Yeah. And it fits something that's such an acute need.
Where you got a specialist with a special set of skills. That's like my guy says. He has a special set of skills, and that's why it was so important to get big on first down, so it allows him to come in on third down and do what he does best, and that's rush the pass.
And not only that, I mean, if he's caught in one of those downs where they want to decide to say run the ball, this guy he's been there, done that. You know what I mean? He's played every down before to know that, okay, I might not can't pin my ears back. Now I have to go out here and set this edge. You know?
Yeah. And again, just watching him move around, like, gosh, man, it's going to be cool, especially if you can keep him on, like, I think about how well they handled Zach Ertz, they handled Bobby last
pitch
year.
Count,
They handled Austin in terms of pitch count. Like, they know how to deal with that older player.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get the best version of him on third down, like, think about it. If he ends up with rushing every third down, 2-minute end of game scenario, like, and ends up with 8 sacks, like, that is a tremendous signing for this team.
Oh, no. If he go 8 sacks, like, that's the one thing. It's sacks by committee.
Yeah.
Like, that's the great thing about it. This will probably be the first time that he's been on a team that we don't need you to lead the team in sacks for us to win.
Yeah.
Like, we need you to be efficient, and we need you to unlock everybody else in the pass rush. Meaning, when teams played Washington, they're going to say, we got to stop Von Miller on third down. Frankie Louvu coming from the other side. Jazon New coming from the middle.
And Frankie, you know, he does special teams drill.
Yeah.
Ball security drill, and then he comes right over with the pass rushers.
Yeah.
So he's getting work in both spots.
Yeah.
And, like, it's cool to see them kind of – and then once the pass work is done, he goes over and does off-ball linebacker stuff.
Yeah. It's phenomenal just to see him on the field, man. He ignites the defense to me. You know, we talked about it last year, how he just was one of those – I guess he was like that spark plug for us, man.
Energy.
Talking about unlocking a guy, if you can bring in somebody else to unlock him more, it's going to be a long season for a lot of teams.
That's why I think Von Miller does, because Von is going to receive the attention. And that's why I say we don't need Von to lead the team in sacks for us to win Super Bowl or be a winning team.
And, you know, we were talking with Fletch today on the Command Center show, and one of the things that stuck out to me is he was like, I'm not worried about the secondary, I'm worried about the pass rush. And for me, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Because I look at and I say, like, man, Dorrance Armstrong had like 8 sacks last year, 7 sacks. I don't remember the exact number.
3 in the playoffs.
But, like, he can rush the passer.
Yeah.
You put him next to Vaughn.
Yeah.
That's gas.
Yeah.
Then you got Duran, Kinlaw, Jerzon on the interior.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be able to rush the passer.
That's what I say.
And then one of the things about Frankie is I think he's a much better blitzer than he is an edge rusher.
Yes.
And now he can do that at a high level and say good luck to any running back who's going to
They got to block him.
So, to me, I'm like, man, if that all comes together the way it sounds like it will on paper, that's going to be special. And I think that all starts with that Von Miller signing, so kudos to Adam Peters for getting that done. We're going to talk about individual players here more in a second, but one thing I wanted to ask you about is Dan talked a lot today about progressing guys the right way and making sure that they stay healthy through training camp. And so one of the things that I thought was brilliant is that they started with red zone today. Yeah. And people say, well, why would they do that? That's like a more advanced thing, more situational football. And it's because it shortens the field.
Yes.
Like, you expose yourself as a receiver to injury.
Longer the field is.
When we're running long routes. Yeah. And so I thought, man, what a great day. What a great way to make sure.
Who did the study behind that to get him to do that? Because that's
smart.
That's amazing.
No, that's very
because you know what you're doing also, too, and I didn't mean to cut you off. You're actually building me up to now have that longer, you know, yardage to cover. You know, like if you get me out there and give me reps now short, my body is now acclimating to the field, to how much I'm pounding. Then every day I can now expand that. You know what I mean? Do more.
Because you still keep the same number of reps. Like, I was impressed. Like, they did probably, I want to say it was like a 25-minute, like they broke it up. It was like a 7-on-7, then a team red zone, but it was back-to-back. So they're not cutting reps.
Yeah.
But like because the field's short, you can really stick in there. The intensity's high.
Very high.
But like the distances are lower. So all those like hamstrings, adductor, soft tissue things are kind of kept in the bag. And I just think like,
it keeps the fatigue down.
Right.
That's the thing.
And the work stays good.
Yeah, but the work stays sharp, fast burst, quick burst, back to work. Quick burst, back to work. Not elongated. Because come on, think about this. If I'm checking Tanner, we in cover 1. Tanner run a go route. Me and Tanner got to run that 50 yards, but we got to run 50 back.
Run back. And then line up again.
And go to the huddle and do it again.
Well, and your body's just not ready. So
not ready for that.
I think just a way to ensure we got health. And then the other thing I love about it too, guys, is that it puts the quarterbacks in a tough spot day one.
High alert.
Yeah.
High alert.
It's not like, hey, we're running stick, we're running drag and double slant on the backside.
Windows that big.
Yeah, we got tight
It's
windows.
almost like you're basically, it's funny that we look at it, like when you really look at it, it's like, okay, I'm gonna save everybody else's legs, but I'm gonna make my quarterback think a little
shock
harder
his system
out the gate.
Yes.
So now the more and more I give him, it'll get easier for him thinking, why? Because he'll have more to read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and being that the quarterbacks are the hardest position on the field, that's a great way to go about it, because now you put everything to him. You give him that quiz first day of school.
Yeah.
And say, everybody else, you guys just sit here and watch him.
SAT test right now. You're going to take it before the year starts.
That's unique, man.
And I think the other thing about Jayden talking about, we haven't really talked about him a lot, but like he just looks so sharp.
Yeah, man.
Like his ability to get like it's the quick. Like I had a guy, Kyle Shanahan actually told me this one time. I was like, what makes Jimmy Garoppolo so good? He's like, he's got one of the quickest releases I've ever seen. And so when you watch Jayden in the red zone, you're like, man, that's a tough first day. That's a tough SAT.
Yeah.
But that ball is out of his hands so quick. He anticipates throws so well. It's just like you see what makes him special.
I think what makes him special is the person, man.
Yeah.
To have the best rookie season of any quarterback of all time, and he did not go 100% Baker Mayfield in the offseason. And when I say Baker Mayfield, it's that you wasn't seeing him in commercials. It was just like, man, I'm going back to work. I don't really care about it. That just blows me how grounded this kid is, how aware. Like, the one thing we usually lack in our 20s is awareness.
Yeah.
Like, this kid,
do we?
Well,
yes.
Well, I think, too, you give a lot of credit to his mom because she's always there. So, and that's one thing that we didn't have. Don't get me wrong. We all had parents and all had moms, but once we left the house at 18 to go to college, it was a wrap. When I turned 21, I can't expect my 21-year-old kids now, and I have a 21-year-old and a 25-year-old. I can't expect them to take on the things I did at 21. Yeah. I feel like I was light years ahead of where they at right now.
They built different.
They still my babies at 21 and 25.
Yeah.
21, 25, I was telling my mom and them, hey, go get this. I got this for you. Go pick it up. Like, I was almost calling shots, and not to say for them, but for myself. You know what I mean? My kids ain't calling no shots. I got to tell you what to do and what to go.
Different generation. The gingerbread kids is what I call them.
It's crazy how these kids, how the years just change in time with kids and how much we can give them and how much we can't give them,
Well, I also think you guys are good dads. Yeah. So you guys have provided really well for them. This is we're taking it aside.
Yeah.
Little parent compliment for Fred and Tana. You guys provide for your kids.
Yeah.
And like, think about it. You were providing for your family when you were in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The dynamic's different now for sure. Yeah. So the other guy I want to talk about that I noticed in team was our guy Kinlaw.
He's a mountain
that man in the mirror.
He's the mountain that rides.
So I don't know. Like, it's hard to know every down what he's doing. He plays defensive tackle. And this is how he played in New York. This is how he played in San Francisco. Like, when he flashes, it's like a freaking lightning bolt.
It's like bully ball.
Yeah.
When he decides, I'm finna go 100% Debo on these guys and take their chain. Yeah. Like, he looks the part.
And so, to me, it's just like, how often can this coaching staff get him to do some of that stuff?
Yeah.
Instead of...
But do you think...
Go ahead.
Do you think with the way they played the guys last year and the year before... Well, particularly last year, how they rotating these guys, you will get the best of him every time.
I think you will, because I think you don't get the best Kinlaw when he low energy, when he gasping for air. Yeah. Like with this rotation, I think it have them sharp. Like, I got to make every play count.
Yeah, because you have one of those defenses where I think they just have so many bodies they have to pull on the field at times for key moments to where you don't have to primarily just have a guy out there just to be out there. I remember we played on teams where I ain't never see some of our guys come off the field on defense, and you know they was getting they behind, tossed around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have a defense here now that any given play, we could sub a guy and he could go out there and make a play, make an impact.
Yeah, and so just to see his power, there's a play today where he bulls the guard, and like it was ever seen like a fast bull where the guard's like completely on skates?
Yes.
And you're like, who is? And you're like, oh, it's Kinlaw.
Yeah.
Like if you can get him to do that instead of 2 every 10 plays. Yeah. Like 4 every 10 or 5, like 50%. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that becomes a really devastating piece for the defense.
You know how I feel about interior pass rush.
I know you do.
I feel like it's the most effective, disruptive thing that a defense could get. And even when I blitz linebackers, I want to blitz him through the A-gap. And I can't wait to see your guy from UCLA, K. Madrano. Like, that's my player's crush
right now
of this offseason right now. I just think the guy got it all.
Yeah.
And I think once he get to rolling in this league, you know how some guys get to the league unassuming, but then when you see him play, you're like, that's a 12-year pro. Like, he just got this feel to me of once I unlock this skill set, y'all gonna realize I can do everything. And it's gonna be up to you, coach, to figure out what I do best.
Yeah, and he's a guy that, you said he's got everything. I think he's got to improve as a tackler a little bit.
Yeah.
But in terms of movement skills, man, that dude, he just glides.
How do you get better at that when you're a guy that he has enough football behind him? We know he played receiver at one point.
Yeah.
We know he played phenomenally last year. Being I guess you can say linebacker / safety, whatever position he played.
Yeah.
Now you're in the league, and you say he still need a little, upgrade on that skill.
Technique and want to. This tackle.
But what I will say this too, like, talk about it. Like we talked about it with maybe on the show, on the Command Center show, just working on technical development. Like, hey, Ryan Kerrigan's talking about hands on the run fits. This is how like basic stuff. Every single day, this team does a tackling drill.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
So I know I played for 10 years. You guys played for a long time also. Like I played for teams where that was never even a thing.
Yeah.
And every single day.
They said you should already have this baseline.
And
fundamentals.
And so for me, I look at the way Dan Quinn has structured practice, the way the coaches emphasize things, and you're going to get looks every day to improve your tackling. So let's make that happen. And I think, like, talk about just the perfect environment for a guy who's got every kind of athletic ability you want. Let's get your tackling better. Like, that's something we focus on and we prioritize.
I know this is a big name I'm finna throw out there, but every time, because I found myself the other day, I just looked at some K. Madrano highlights. I just did. And I was like, man, this dude picks balls off and run them back like Derrick Brooks. You know how Derrick Brooks played in space in that Tampa 2? Yeah. It ain't nothing you could do in front of Brooks that he ain't have an answer for. This dude, I seen him.
He's got the ball skills too.
I seen this guy. They did a play action. He runs into the defensive line, backs out, picks the ball off, runs it back, hops over a dude before he gets to the end zone.
Versus Nebraska? Was that what it was?
Versus Nebraska. Yeah. I like, you know what? That's athletic.
Yeah. And so he's one of a bunch of other rookies. We're watching kind of while we're filming the shows. Any other rookies stick out to you guys? Like
Trey Amos making some noise out there. I like loud rookies. I like long corners. I just think
I wonder why.
I think he's always I think he. You know how some guys like. Oh, he fits. He's a pro.
Yeah.
I think
he does feel that way.
Yeah, he feels like he's an instant pro. It's like instant grits. Put it in the microwave. Give me them grits.
Lane gonna always stick out to me.
He scored a touchdown today, didn't he?
And I think he did. I didn't see the touchdown, but I just saw him at one play he had where Igbenogany had great coverage on him.
Yeah.
And people take that for granted. When you're on a team, when your secondary is
good,
like our secondary, you have no choice but to get better at that position, at the receiver position, and as a whole. So to have a young guy with his caliber, his skill set, I think he's going to be sharper in this whole training camp to be one of those guys. When you see him get in the game this preseason, beware. Those guys on the other side of him, they're gonna get something they not going to expect because our secondary is so good over here that he's going to be ready like a regular season game by the time he plays in the preseason.
I think that's a great point, Tana. And I think, like the same thing with Kane, Lane, Connerly to a certain extent. All these guys are a little bit developmental, And so I think that's one of the things about training camp. You talked about like how we felt about training camp. I'm excited to see where those guys are today, and if by the end they're who we think they can be. If they've got like a role carved out for them.
I'm never worried about who you are when training camp starts.
Yeah.
I'm not high on that. I want to see you get just that much better every day.
Yeah.
And if I can see that, like, some rookies they gonna come ready. Some guys come fresh out the box. I'm ready to play. Put me in, coach. Yeah. Some guys need to get the feel of how fast this game is before they like really unlock their skill set.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think, and that's something I can't wait to see. And again, like even with like Connerly, man, the way he moves is special. But he's still got a lot of technical stuff to work on. And again, like not to say he's playing bad or anything like that. It's just
he looks like a rookie.
To be a stud, like he's got to be a stud. And so that's going to be cool to see where those guys go. The other couple big names, I didn't see a lot of Debo just because we're kind of doing two things at once. Marshawn, same thing. The one guy that did stick out to me was Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah.
Just like how easy it is for him to pass.
Effortless.
He's a mammoth out there too, so it's not hard for him to stick out.
His footwork and the way he kind of just is in good relationship to the rusher all the time.
Always.
Like he had a rep against Frankie today, and I think Frankie's a pretty good pass rusher.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of like he was sleeping through the rep.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
He reminds me of Champ Bailey when I got here.
Interesting.
And me and Champ would be in the huddle, and one day I just kept looking at him. I like, this dude is never
stressed.
On edge. I never stressed out.
Honestly,
He's just
that's
chilling.
how Laramie, because I played with Laramie in Houston, and that's just how he is.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen a rusher like freak him out.
Like rally him.
Yeah.
Like ever. And that cool, calm, they call that quiet confidence.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine. I'm good in my skin. I understand how you trying to attack me, and I'm just going to let you come get it.
Yeah.
Like, them game-changing athletes right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, really excited about him. Really excited about that offensive line. See how that group comes together. Only one day of practice we've been able to watch so far. So, as we watch more, we'll give you updates and things like that. But really excited, and I think now we can transition to kind of more Jayden Daniels-centric talk.
JD5!
Because he's been in the news quite a bit.
For good things.
For good things. And it's him and another guy in the division, and they're getting a lot of comparison to each other. And so we're going to play a game of Hell Yeah or
Hell No.
Oh, that was good, dude. That was really good. Yeah. You guys were like locked in on that. And so basically Jayden Daniels versus Jalen Hurts. And so the first thing we're going to start off with is Jayden Daniels is the fifth best quarterback in the NFL. Nick Shook from NFL.com said he's the fifth best quarterback in the NFL. Just to give you some context on that, that's like Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and any order you want.
And Jayden
Daniels is right there. And so, like, those first four dudes are, like, generationally good.
Hold up. I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
Where was Pat Mahomes in this?
I think he was 2.
I think he was 3 or 3.
Was he?
This is just for
2024. Okay, so Jason's good. Lamar's 1. 2 is Allen. 3 was Burrow.
4 was
Goff.
Then Jayden.
Oh my gosh.
So, I don't like this list.
So they ain't have Pat in there?
Mahomes is after Baker Mayfield?
This is just 2024 performance.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Pat did have
a down year.
For him. For anybody else, that'll be an up year. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But in no world that I live on, I don't care if it's Mars, do you say Jared Goff over Pat Mahomes?
But Jared Goff had a good year last year.
Had a good year.
And T ran into us.
Yeah. But I look at it like this. We just asking the question about, this is hell yeah or hell nah, right?
Yeah.
About Jayden being.
In 2024.
2024. I say hell yeah because arguably, without him getting hurt last year, he probably would have been in the runnings for
the MVP.
MVP.
Yeah.
So I say yes. Hell yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds crazy, like we're homers, but I think empirically, you look at the stats, you look at what he did for the team, you look how he carried the team, you look at the plays that he made, the 4th down percentages, the 3rd down percentages.
Unbelievable.
The big time.
We don't win a lot of them games without him.
Like
all them games.
He was an absolute maniac last year.
He was a catalyst to winning.
Yeah.
What do y'all need me to do today? Rush for 100? I got you. What you need me to do? Pinpoint pass for 300? I got you. All right, what about 4th down? We the best in the league because I got you. All right, so, yes, this is what I'm more like. I don't think his passing shocked me. I don't think his running shocked me. The ice water in this kid's veins.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Like, he never got overwhelmed, Logan. Yeah. Never.
To me, and this kind of piggybacks off your point, it's like the consistent decision making.
Bingo.
Games on the line, I make the right decision. 3rd down, I make the right decision. 4th down, I make a play, I make it happen.
Do you know how many veteran quarterbacks I played with that I walked into that huddle and knew we finna get off the field?
Yeah. You didn't trust him.
On that down, like, oh, I could just see it in his eyes that he don't know, how to get out of this. And from where we was watching it at, Logan was on the field all the time, all last year, so he was a little closer. But from where I was at, you just saw a guy from how he looked in first quarter, he looked in the last quarter. You know what I mean? It never
rattled him.
Looked like the play was too big. You know what I mean? It's just this guy even when he got nicked and we knew he was nicked. I'm like, something ain't right. He got up and
kept playing
and let's go. You know what I mean? And still was trying to make plays. So
even in the playoffs, in the NFC Championship game, he ain't the reason we lost him.
No,
this dude had ice water in the NFC Championship game. Do you know what the Dallas Cowboys would do if Dak Prescott had a little of that ice water?
Think about it though. Think about it. He was so good in the playoffs, and even though, like I said, we lost that game because we fumbled the ball. So he was so good. If we give Jayden this ball back, this game finna be. We was down by only 11 at that time. We was on the road right now, and Jayden was finna put that ball into the paint.
So this is an interesting question because we're talking about quarterbacks from last year. If you had to rank them, 1 to 10, I think we could all do it together. It doesn't have to be individually. Like, how would we do it? Like, who's number one? I think it's,
number one
for me. It's probably Lamar last year.
To me, it was a toss-up. I being biased, I would say Lamar, but you can't deny what Burrow did. Burrow did. I think Josh Allen. I watched Josh Allen too, and I don't take nothing from Josh. He's easy top 3 because if you say Lamar, Burrow, and Josh Allen, any one of those guys could be in that.
Those dudes are special.
First, second, or third.
They change games.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm just for ease of lists. I'm just gonna go Lamar.
Lamar 1. Put him as 1.
Burrow. We good with that? Josh?
I say Josh.
I say Josh.
Josh won, and then we'll give it.
I say Josh because Josh proved to be the ultimate force multiplier last year compared to his wide receivers.
That's a great point.
He willed every game by himself.
And then Burrow is 3.
At 3.
So I mean that feels obvious because those guys are really good at football.
I got Pat Mahomes at 4.
You got to put
even after last year.
His down year is a great year for an average quarterback.
They still don't win them games without Pat Mahomes.
Do you know how many games they won last year?
Exactly.
And I think this is the thing that I find interesting. I really want to put Jayden Daniels at 5. Like I want to hate on this list, but like he feels to me like last year. I know it's his rookie year, but I don't know if I'd put anybody ahead of him.
I look at it like this.
Who is the person that you say, all right,
who put their team in the position to be where they was at?
It would be Jared Goff.
Yep.
Justin Herbert would be one I'd talk about. Maybe Hurts. And I'm lower on Hurts than most people.
I think he's a more dangerous weapon than those guys.
So I do believe that. I do believe that Hurts.
Daniels.
I do believe Hurts should get a little credit because of where their team went as a whole. But then that's when I go back to what was been said by him. If you put somebody else there, do that team still be what it was?
Yeah.
And I do believe that.
Like, could you imagine like Kirk Cousins with Philadelphia?
I always say, what's magical about that guy? All right, when I see Jalen Hurts, what's magical about him is he's a quarterback that squats 600 pounds.
He's poised.
And he got ice water in his vein.
Yeah, he's poised.
He got ice water in his vein, and he's a great leader. But he has a play that's unstoppable. It might be a tush pushing, whatever you want to call it, but it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
So everybody can't do it. We watch Josh Allen try all the time.
They're the closest thing to it.
They're the closest thing to it.
Actually get the job done well with Josh doing it. But I would say JD. I'm gonna give JD 5 because, like I said before, I can easily have him as a, an MVP guy if he don't get hurt last year because the things that he did for us, and even with him being hurt last year. The way he willed us into those victories, those 6 games where we had to come back at the last minute and win those games. Even when he went head-to-head and your boy got hurt in that Philly game.
Yeah.
And we ended up finding a way to come back. Like, that alone, to me, showed me, like, this kid is special.
Yeah.
Because I care less about who you have outside of you. We talked about this a lot last year, and even when we started the season off talking about it. Without Terry McLaurin, who else we had at receiver?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it gets to a point where you say, like we all say, when you have that it guy, a Peyton Manning,
everybody's
a Tom
better.
Brady, a Drew Brees, you don't need those many. You don't need special receivers. You just need to get open. That's what Jayden Daniels showed you. I can play with anybody on the outside because I'm gonna put the ball in a place where only they can get the ball.
Yeah. So if Jayden Daniels 5.
5 Jayden Daniels.
And so if you had to go 6, I kind of want to
go Hurts.
Really? I
go Hurts over Herbert.
I go Hurts.
And I'm gonna go Hurts.
I'm saying Jared Goff might be in this.
I go Hurts. Only reason I go Hurts because I say Hurts won it all. We can arguably say that he was in the top 5 as quarterbacks because he won it all. But I just feel like all those guys played better than him single-handedly by themselves. Like they willed their teams to victory more than he did last year. You know, he didn't have to because he had a phenomenal team.
And then I go golf. Then I go Herbert.
Yeah.
So
because I feel like Coach Harbaugh asked Herbert to do a little bit less.
I don't even go Herbert. I go your boy from Tampa.
You go Baker?
Baker Mayfield.
I like that.
Baker Mayfield in front of Herbert.
That's a nice pick. That's a nice pull by you right there. I love that. Okay. And the other thing, okay, so we were at, say it again.
Hurts at 6.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield. Golf, then Baker Mayfield.
I like that, Tana.
And then Justin Herbert?
I think that's good for me. And then who's number 10?
Number 10.
Number 10. And then there was...
nobody like to really get to it, no props. No, I go Matthew Stafford. I don't know. We might have to redo.
Nah, but Stafford
after 6. Because I think Stafford right there.
10. Stafford with his ability alone, yes, could be easily be anywhere from 5 to 10. But with those other guys playing as good as they played, they deserve it. I think we have to just put Stafford at 10.
Yeah, I can say Stafford is the dude.
Just to say Stafford that we can't leave him out.
This is the dude we left out.
Yeah, we can't leave him out.
Yeah, okay. The other thing that I think is a lot of fun. So obviously we had JD5 above Hurts. So we think he's better. And I think a lot of Philly fans don't like that. And I think Cam Newton got a lot of hate for saying that.
Hey, first of all, we don't care about them bleacher creatures up there in Philadelphia. All right? Listen, they hate on Santa Claus. They hate the Easter Bunny. Why are you worried about them hating us?
Yeah, and so producer Jason just asked me a question, okay? Imagine you're Philly. Yeah. AP calls you and offers you JD for Hurts. Straight up trade.
I don't want it.
First of all, how fast would Philly do that?
Hurts would be here literally in 15 minutes. Like, that, hey, Roseman be like, nah, this got to be a prank call. Like, this got to be, so you going to bring me a guy that runs just as well but throws better?
Yeah.
You know what that Philly offense would look like?
Yeah.
I think also, too, the only thing that hurts arguments a lot is how long he holds on to the ball.
Yeah.
And we know without that phenomenal offensive line and those skill guys, you know, that's like a recipe for disaster for any quarterback. Yeah. You know, that's one of the things we talk about when it comes to your boy who just went to the Giants, Wilson.
Russell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like him and your guy Winston.
Jameis, hold the ball.
Jameis, like, you know, though when you hold on to that ball too long, you're not giving yourself a chance to really affect the defense at their most vulnerable state. You got to get rid of the football. I care less if they got everything else covered. But if you get the ball out of your hands, it's one guy open. It might be the check down, might be the tight end. It's somebody open, but you give yourself a chance offensively to move the chains.
Player, the nightmare that just happened in my head was an RPO with Jedi 5 and Saquon Barkley.
And you're throwing, and it's an RPO.
So it's an RPO, so I could throw it.
You could throw it to A.J. Brown.
Or
listen to me, Devontae Smith. Listen to me. That's the most dangerous
barbecue chicken
I have ever heard in my life.
You hear me? Barbecue chicken.
That's crazy.
Hey, what you gonna do?
You can't do
nothing. Defense, it's nothing you can do.
Yeah. And so, to me, like, I understand why Philly fans got their guys back. And Tana was talking about this before the show started, that because of Hurts' leadership, because of his composure, because of his...
I like Hurts too, personally.
And again, I think that's the thing. We're not hating on Hurts, but like, it's so hard to explain this to someone who doesn't watch a lot of film. Objectively, he doesn't play the quarterback position in a conventional way.
Yeah.
He holds on to the ball for a really long time.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't anticipate throws well.
And he got two guys on the outside that can beat one-on-one coverage with speed, strength, and size.
And you have to play them in man coverage because...
You got to stop the run.
You got to stop the run. And he can win that matchup. And I think, and the defense last year was the best defense since the Baltimore Ravens, probably in 2000.
Yeah.
Like, so to say, like, I made this as a joke earlier, but think about it. If you put a healthy Kirk Cousins on that roster,
they win.
Does anything change?
Does anything change?
They win.
Right?
They win. And that's the only reason why I can say that when we hear guys like Cam speak out about it, although I didn't like his take on it.
Yeah.
But I understand where he's coming from. I believe in Hurts. I like him.
You've always liked him.
I don't take nothing from him because he has a dynamic, damn Avengers around him when it comes to skill guys.
Low key Avengers.
And then offensive line. You know, but I will say if I had to compare him amongst the other guys that was slotted in front of him, he doesn't pair up, he doesn't match up with what they do better than him.
Game change. Yeah.
And that's what kind of I think Cam was trying to, you know.
This is why we always gave the GOAT Tom Brady more love than we gave Peyton Manning. Because Peyton had Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Dallas Clark, and Edgerrin James. And Tom Brady would come out there with Deion Branch and Willie Smith the fifth.
But I will say this too, though, with Tom Brady, the first couple of Super Bowls was defense and field goal kicking. You know what I mean?
And running the ball.
But that's how you got to win games. It don't matter. However you do it, it's a team sport. So that's why I say, like, that's like us having an argument with LeBron James, and when he went back to Cleveland, you see these guys when they try to move the goalposts with him in the GOAT discussion, oh, well, that's a Kyrie championship one. Kyrie made that shot. Who cares? That's like me getting to the Super Bowl and having no yards.
Yeah.
But I balled all season.
You got us here.
I got you there. So that's you can't take nothing away from guys because of what they have or don't have, as long as they got the job done. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about Hurts. He got the job done, so I ain't taking nothing away from him. But comparing him amongst these other guys, they have superpowers that he don't have.
And I think this is gonna sound like I'm hating on Hurts. I like Hurts. I like the leadership. I like the physicality. I like the competitor, right? As a quarterback, I think he has some issues, right?
Yeah.
There is no way with Dan Moore as your offensive coordinator, right? That's his name, Dan Moore? The guy, huh? Kellen Moore. Sorry, the tackle's Dan Moore. Kellen Moore, right? And you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith.
Yes.
That you should have games where you're throwing for under 150 yards.
Dallas Goedert, don't forget him.
Yeah,
and you got one of the better receiving running backs. Like Saquon is a weapon as a receiver.
And I know that's not how they're built necessarily, but like you should never go like there are points in the season every year with Philadelphia where they're throwing for 150 yards, their defense gets 2 turnovers, and Saquon Barkley last year rushed for
200 yards.
200 yards. Yeah. And so who's the weakest link in that equation?
It's him.
And again, I love the leadership, love how he inspires his teammates like that. The coldest thing about the Super Bowl last year to me was when he's walking into the tunnel and it's Kansas City, Philly, and he just and then they go do what they did.
Yeah.
Like he plays well in big moments, but I just
that's him. You know what I mean?
But it's hard for me to look at that and say like
that's why I say you can't be sad or you can't be upset when you hear people who don't give him the credit, give him his credit like far as in top 5. But when you're a Super Bowl winning guy and you've been there twice and you outplayed the guy who won it once and who you beat the next time, both times, you got to give him some kind of credit. That's why I say he deserves something.
Yeah, but listen, this is how we know his passing was not all there. When your guy pulls out a book on the sideline, right, that means like something's going on.
They did say that he been doing it all year long, though. They did say he was doing it all year long.
That means he been throwing these ducks all year long.
And that was from the receivers that was around him. They say he been reading the whole year, man.
Yeah, but we know it was an underlying.
That just shows you that something going on with A.J. Brown meant psychologically. Like he got a little something he need to check because he got to calm himself down with a book in the middle of a game.
He got a little T.O.ism. He got a little Terrell.
No, I like him too, boy, because he a pit bull, you know? Yeah. He don't play.
And so just again to kind of in this comparison and like kind of hype Jayden Daniels up a little bit. Like, so you got a guy
hype him up.
Played 20 games, 68.4 completion percentage, right? Hurts was 69. But then he threw for 4,300 yards, right? 30 touchdown passes, 10 interceptions. That's diabolical. And then you're like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. But he also rushed for 1,000 yards.
Yes.
7 rushing touchdowns.
And the one thing you didn't say about it, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
And he clutch.
So, you know what I mean?
Kevin Clutch Wilson.
And if you want to compare that to Hurts, Hurts only had 3,600 yards passing, 23 touchdowns. He only rushed for 824 yards. Like, the numbers, when you look at them on paper, are MVP caliber numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think the question that I come back to is like, he was so good last year. Like, can he improve on that? Can he crack the top 5?
I think he can improve because as legit as a passer as he is, I think he would say, I left some yards on the field. Mm-hmm. Right? So I think now that everything finna really slow down for him and that silent confidence, wonders that he wouldn't throw in last year, he gonna throw in those wonders right now.
And not only that, just with the protection thing, you know, being upgraded,
Now that's key.
Now you get more guys out in the passing routes, and now he can take advantage of I guess you can say a deeper arsenal.
Yeah,
you know
a matchup, and also knowing this, they only gonna play me in zone. He found I think as the year went on last year, he started to realize everybody plays me the same.
You know what I'm asking right now, going into the season, how much we make them do something that they don't want to do defensively with his abilities. You're like, what are we planning to do to say, I want you, I dare you to do this? You see what I'm saying?
He handicaps coordinators.
No, but I'm just saying, I want to know how we're going to use that gift that we have with our quarterback.
Now that we dictate.
Now that we always talking about being dictators, you know what I mean, and not allowing the team to dictate what we have to do. Do we come off the bat say, I dare you to get out there and just sit back?
I think they were the RPO going to come in.
You know what's crazy, though, is like, Tanny, you said this. Like, there were times last year where, like, just as an example, like Arizona played drop 8, right?
Yep.
Next team brings all out.
Yep.
And he just was like, oh, cool. Like, look at Detroit. Detroit's a great example. Like, they pressured him higher than any rate.
Why? When they had 12 people hurt on them.
But I'm saying, like, he was like, oh, you're going to pressure me? I know the answer. Oh, you're going to play drop 8? I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be super accurate.
Blitz me. I'm
going
to throw it over your head.
I left the year being like, the only way to defend this guy is to win with 4 rushers.
That's it.
And play some type of tight man coverage or match coverage on the
I'm going to say, you have to rush 4, and you have to play true match. You really
don't want that.
You have to play true match.
Like the way Philly does.
Yes.
And then then the other thing is, like, he played teams with match coverages. Like,
and burnt them.
But like when you've got the horses that Philly has, like, that's a little challenging.
Yeah.
So like I didn't see anything last year that gave him fits.
And Philly didn't give him a fits because we was right there if we weren't fumbling that damn ball.
He was not the reason.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh man, like, you know.
And I guess
it's gonna be interesting.
The other thing I want to ask you guys is, how does his improvement, how does that start in training camp?
I think
what do you want to see from him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's a great question because we was asked that question earlier, and like I said before, I'm not big on, man, wow me. I feel like I've been wowed already. I want to see now how much can he add on to what he's already done.
Just little progressions.
You know what I mean? Like little progressions by, we already talked about him. He's a leader now, and like he's now people looking up. It's no longer our young whippersnapper quarterback.
No, it's Jayden Daniels in the Commanders.
JD, what's up? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's that guy. And not only that, when the playbook opens up a little bit more, where Cliff said, I'm finna go in my bag a little more.
Yeah.
How much more better he is? How much better that's going to make him? Being that now I have a little more that I can work with, instead of being confined to these certain plays because we don't have the skill set around us.
I think the people that's finna benefit from his maturation is the number 3 and number 4 receiver. Because we had to keep them in and chip a little bit, tight end chip, back chip. I think now, because he's going to be able to open up the playbook, Kingsbury, the 3rd and the 4th receiver are going to start to really get off in this offense. Like, they're going to start to be game breakers. Yeah. Because with JD5 as your quarterback, my 3rd receiver and 4th receiver going to be better than your 3rd and 4th cornerback, and I'm going to be able to whoop them like a drum.
And I think the other exciting thing for me is that I think Cliff Kingsbury and the rest of this offensive staff know how to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to find a way to say, hey, we were really good in quick game, really good in RPO, really good with zone read. Let's kind of work that 5-step drop now. So 3 and a hitch from the gun. Like, let's attack the middle of the field more. We got Laramie here. We can do something.
Let's get this 15-yard dig route working.
Yeah. And so I think that's the thing I'm excited to see him kind of take that next step on. Yeah. And I'm glad that there's a steward here in Cliff Kingsbury who's going to help him get that done.
Yep.
And I think he really understands Jayden's strengths and weaknesses and is going to facilitate that at a really high level. So all that starts now in training camp. And again, it's cool to kind of watch it and kind of see the wrinkles that they're adding and see the little things that are going on. Curious to see what actually sticks for the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, training camp. It's an exciting time.
Woo! Football is back.
Football is back, and that's going to do it for today's show. Please make sure you like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and vote and buy your tickets here.
Yeah, right there.
That's it.